And welcome everybody to Randy Jordan Field here at Columbus High School. As we're ready for a big matchup here in town between the GIAA Class 4A Brookstone Cougars and the GHSA Class 2A Columbus High Blue Devils. A little bit of some different storylines going on today. You got Chad Mathis versus Greg Mathis. You've got two of the top teams both historically and recently here, as Columbus with 12 state titles, Brookstone winning 2 consecutive of their own here in the GIAA. And then you've also got the return is over there for assistant coach for Brookstone, Bobby Howard, coming back to the place where he won 12 state titles with the Columbus High Blue Devils. Had his name retired, number retired, not his name, sorry, amongst many young athletes going to the major leagues and to the professional level and to the college level coming out of Columbus High School. So we're expecting the big game here today. Columbus comes in 11-8 on the season, but 8-0 in their region. Having a tough schedule so far to start things off as far as the non-region goes, and no easier today with the task of taking on the Brookstone Cougars, who are 8-3 and then 3-0 in their region as they swept Pacelli last week. Now we want to start with the starting lineups here. You see out on the field, Columbus getting ready. You got Michael Nodelman on the mound today with Colton Hefner behind the plate for the battery. From third to first, David Vega, Axel Serra, Maddox Anderson, and Paxton Wyatt in the outfield from left to right. Ryan Miller, Ren Smith, and Conley O'Brien. And then due up here, Gray Jones, Brendan Neal, and Luke Lowry. 1, 2, 3 for the Brookstone Cougars. And starting things off, it'll be Mr. Gray Jones, the senior catcher for the Brookstone Cougars. Getting ready for first pitch here from Michael Nodelman, the Georgia Tech commit. And first pitch over the plate for a strike to start things off. First pitch, 5:32 p.m. As we get ready here for some baseball on a Monday. And that'll be fouled off the screen, and Jones immediately in the hole now, 0-2. Gray Jones coming in leading the team in batting, second in the team in batting average, batting .400 with 6 RBIs and 4 doubles on the season. Doesn't have any runs scored because when he does reach base, he gets a courtesy runner, being the catcher for Brookstone. And he's going to chop that one out towards, and coming up with it with first is going to be Wyatt. Paxton Wyatt tried to get over to Nodelman, but they couldn't secure the catch. A little bobbling over there at first base, and it was going to be a bang-bang play regardless, but Gray Jones is going to reach on the E1 as he just couldn't come up with it there, trying to tap on the bag while catching it. And we're going to get a pinch runner or a courtesy runner coming in. You see Coach Mathis coming down to talk to the umpire there, let him know. And that'll bring up the Auburn commit, junior Brennan Neal. Brendan Neal on the season, 520 with 17 runs, 5 RBIs, 1 double, and 2 triples. One of those all-around athletes here. 7 stolen bases on the season as well. And he'll get ready to step in the plate here with a runner at first and nobody out here in the top half to start this game off. And pickoff move over to first. It's going to get by the first baseman, Wyatt, and head toward the wall. Taking off for second. He's going to stop there. On the bad pickoff throw. So that'll put him in scoring position now. And taking the first pitch for a strike is Brendan Neal, and it's now 0-1. Again here with a runner in scoring position and nobody out in the top of the first for Brookstone. Luke Lowry, the 3-hole hitter, the first baseman on deck for the Cougars. Nice little lead off, average lead off second. And then chopped over towards third, picked up by Vega. The throw over to first in time as Wyatt comes up with that one. Sliding in the third. And that puts him 90 feet away from the first run of the ball game. Here's this one down after the 5-3 put out. Brendan Neal goes to the dugout. And that'll bring up Luke Lowry, the senior first baseman. Lowry batting .357 on the season, and he'll take the first one down low. 5 runs scored, 8 ribbies, and no extra base hits. You don't hear that too much from a 3-hole hitter. But still with a .357 batting average, able to get the job done. And he'll take that one down and in for a 2-0 count. And that one across the knees to make it 2-1. Nottleman pitching to Luke Lowry. And it's Fisher Ogle over at third base. Courtesy running for Gray Jones. And we're going to get a strike on that one. It's going to even the count up. 2-2 now. On the Brookstone first baseman with Jake Lowry, the designated hitter and cleanup hitter in the on-deck circle. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Michael Nottleman. And just a hair low, and that's going to run things full here on Luke Lowry. Also one of the top pitchers for Brookstone as well. We've seen him go against some of their better teams, their better opponents. Today we're going to see Luke Vale on the mound. And that one's going to be chopped as well and go foul. So today will be Luke Vale versus Michael Nottleman. Nottleman, again, one of the top pitchers in the area, heading over to Georgia Tech. And the payoff pitch. Chopped out towards second base to Anderson. Anderson with a throw over to Wyatt, and that'll be the second out, but not before the run scores. And Brookstone takes the early lead here on the 4-3 putout. And it's now 1-0 Brookstone here, and that'll bring up Jake Lowry, the cleanup hitter and designated hitter. He'll be hitting in place of Hudson Kuhn, the right fielder. Nottleman comes into the contest 3-1 on the season with a 1.69 ERA and 7 appearances. With 29 innings pitched, 66 strikeouts to 10 walks. So averaging more than 2 strikeouts per inning. And that's going to get past Hefner to the wall, and it's going to make it a 1-1 count. All evened up here with 2 down. Brookstone scores on the 4-3 putout with a runner over at third. Be an unearned run as well. And it's now a 2-1 count on Jake Lowry. Jake Lowry, .333 on the season. And he'll take a hack at that one, and it's going to even it up 2-2. 5 runs scored, 12 ribbies, and no extra base hits for Jake Lowry as well on the season. And over the plate for a strike. He's going to get him looking, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. First K of the day for Nottleman. But now before Brookstone gets 1 unearned run on no hits, 1 error, nobody left on base as we head to the bottom half of the first. It's 1-0.
or surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And we're back here for the and then can't glove it. And then can't glove it. And Ryan Miller will reach first base. So to start things off here for the Blue Devils, they've got the leadoff man on. As Brendan Neal couldn't quite get to it and glove that chopper. And like we talked about here, Luke Vale, 6.50 ERA, 2-1 in 4 appearances. 14 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, 5 walks. And Ryan Miller gets things started here for the Blue Devils on the E6. And now that'll bring up the bat Ren Smith, the center fielder. Smith batting .321 on the season. 11 runs scored, 12 ribbies, 1 triple, and 2 home runs. And the move over to first, not in time. Ryan Miller gets back easily. As so far we've had both the top and the bottom half led off with an error. And that's going to be skied up to the first base dugout and just kind of get trapped there on the roof between the netting. And now Ren Smith in a hole, 0-2 here against the Brookstone senior. See if Vale tries to get in the chase here with a runner at first and almost skied that one, but good save by Luke Lowry over at first. And we'll see if Ren Smith has an answer here with an 0-2 count. Breaking ball, and he did. He didn't get out of the way of that one as the breaking ball didn't break. And that's going to hit Ren Smith in the thigh. And you can see him celebrating here. Big at bat there, being down 0-2 to be able to get on base on the next pitch. And that'll bring up Michael Nottleman, the pitcher today. Also, the top hitter on the ball club, .413 batting average, 16 runs scored, 20 ribbies, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs for the lefty for the Blue Devils. And he'll step up with 2 on and nobody out. Little high and outside, and it's going to make it a 1-0 count. Let's see if they try to pitch around Nottleman a little bit here and get to the next guy in the order, Colton Hefner, the freshman catcher. And that'll make it a 2-0 count here to Michael Nottleman. Again, nobody out, 2 on base for the Blue Devils. And the pitch from Vale. And that's going to be outside now. Nottleman way ahead in the count, 3-0. You can expect him to be taking all the way here early in the ball game, unless it's, dead set down the middle and Coach Mathis gives him the green light. And that's going to be a walk. And we're going to have bases loaded here with nobody out to start this first inning. Still not a hit in the ball game. As you see Brendan Neal trying to have a little bit of a conversation out there with Vale, as does Gray Jones. As the freshman catcher stepping up to the plate, Colton Hefner. Hefner batting .354 on the season, 5 runs scored, 13 ribbies, 4 doubles, and a triple. The lone freshman in the lineup on either side of the, and he hits that one out to short. Brendan Neal comes up with it. They're going to try to turn 2. The 6-4-3 double play is going to be a good one, but they're still going to score a run here. As Ren Smith makes his way over to third base, is going to tie it up 1-1 as Ryan Miller comes in. And that'll bring up the 5-hole hitter, the designated hitter, Thomas Williams. Williams on the season, 167. 8 runs scored, 5 ribbies, and 2 doubles. He's going to chop that one out to Luke Vale. The throw over to first in plenty of time for the 1-3 put out. And that'll end the first inning, but not before Columbus comes back to tie it up here. 1 run, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on base as we head to the top of the second. It's still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Let's kick off 2026 with a We Will Not Be Undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime at your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property.
And we're back here for the top of the second. Here at Randy Jordan Field in the 1-1 ball game. 1 run, no hits, and 1 error defensively for Brookstone. 1 run, no hits, 2 errors defensively for Columbus. Let's see if they can try to get the defensive miscues out of the way here, as both pitchers did their job in the first inning. Between Michael Nottleman and Luke Vale. And now Harrison Baker will step up to the plate for Brookstone here to lead off the second. .333 batting average, 6 runs, 7 ribbies, 2 doubles, and 2 home runs. And he'll sky that one out towards the street there. And it's going to be well out of play, and it's going to be an 0-1 count now on Harrison Baker off the arm of Michael Nottleman. And he's going to hit that one out to short. Scooped up by Sarah. Axel Sarah with a throw over to Paxton Wyatt for the 6-3 putout, and that's how we'll start off the second inning here. And that'll bring up the third baseman for Brookstone, Nick Hatchell. Hatchell, .333 on the season with 2 runs scored, 5 ribbies, 2 doubles. For the junior for Brookstone. Hitting out of the 6 hole. Inside and low for a ball is 1-0 count. And a little bit high and outside, and it's now 2-0 on Hatchell. Breaking ball. Breaks in over the outside corner. Little backdoor action there from Nottleman makes it a 2-1 count. And take this little bit of time here. Thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, Gordy Eye Care for being big reasons we're able to bring these broadcasts to you guys at home or at work, and that pitch is going to be swinging a miss, and it's now 2-2 on Nick Hatchell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch up coming here from Michael Nottleman. And he's going to set him down, looking on the outside corner with a heater. And that's the second strikeout of the day for Nottleman, and that'll bring up the 7-hole hitter, the center fielder, Jake Griffin. Griffin just 10 official at-bats on the season with 1 hit. So 100 early on in the season here for the sophomore center fielder for Brookstone. And he's going to chop that one foul off the handle. Got jammed a little bit there, and it's an 0-1 count. Nottleman trying to make quick work here in the second. Nobody on, 2 down for Brookstone with an 0-1 count to Jake Griffin. Swing and a miss at the high fastball, and he's now way behind 0-2. See if Nottleman comes back with the same pitch this time, if he can get Griffin to chase it. Or if he tries to drop one down low with a breaking ball in the dirt. And that's going to be fouled off the hands, and it's it stays 0-2 as Griffin stays alive. And Coach Mathis calling time, looking like he's going to have a conversation here with the umpire. Not sure what the conversation is about. Something over there. He pointed towards the third base side, maybe the dugout. Somebody saying something, or never can tell. We might one day be able to mic up the coaches and see what they fuss to the umpire about. It's all a little bit of a mind game there. You see it in baseball, you see it in football, basketball, talking to the officials the entire time, trying to make them look for certain things, and little mental advantages in the ball game. And the 0-2 pitch, fouled back again by Griffin, and he stays alive here. 2 foul balls after getting down 0-2. Nottleman still attacking. Breaking ball doesn't drop down enough, and it's going to be a 1-2 count. And Griffin back in the box. Nottleman with a 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball stays inside, and that's going to even it up 2-2. Last 2 pitches we've seen from Nottleman being the curve. Haven't broken quite enough. Maybe you can get a little bit better grip on it, better spin rate. And he comes back with the heater that time, and Griffin trying to time it up, and he fouls that one back to the screen, and it keeps the count 2-2. See who's going to win the battle here between Griffin and Nottleman as it's continuing on here with 2 down in the second. And that's going to sail a little high here. Now Griffin's gone from being down 0-2, spoiling 2 fastballs from Nottleman, and now he's done ran it full. Again, nobody on, 2 outs for Brookstone. And another foul ball. He's going to spoil another good pitch from Nottleman, and it stays full. And we'll see a second payoff pitch upcoming here from Nottleman to Jake Griffin. And he's going to watch that one over the outside corner, and it's going to be a strikeout, the third one from Nottleman. All 3 looking. And Brookstone will go 1-2-3 in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left as we head to the bottom half. It's 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the bottom half of the second here at Randy Jordan Field as the Blue Devils are taking on the Brookstone Cougars. Again, Brookstone 8-3 on the season, Columbus 11-8, both undefeated in their respective regions. And leading things off here for Columbus High School, Paxton Wyatt, the sophomore first baseman. 308 on the season with 4 runs, 5 ribbies, and a double. He's going to hit that one out to Brennan Neal. Waiting on it. The throw over first, and that'll be in time to Luke Lowry for the 6-3 put out to start off the bottom half, and that'll bring up the 7-hole hitter, the junior Maddox Anderson. Anderson, 244 on the season. 12 runs, 2 ribbies, and a double for the junior second baseman for the Blue Devils. And he'll step into the left-handed batter's box to go up against Luke Vale. And first pitch is going to be a strike, even though it got out of the hand off the mitt there of Gray Jones. Still crossing the plate. And poked out towards short. That's going to be caught by Brennan Neal for the line out. And now there's nobody on 2 down. That'll bring up David Vega. The senior third baseman will step up to the plate now. Vega, 156 on the season. 16 runs scored, 11 RBIs, 1 double, and 2 triples. With 7 hits and 45 at-bats. He'll take the first pitch. It's going to be a ball here from Luke Vale. And he'll chop that one foul off the body, now leaving it up 1-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner. It's a 1-2 count. So 1-2 pitch from Luke Vale to David Vega. Swing and a miss as he chases that one. First strikeout of the ball game for Luke Vale, and that's a quick 3-up, 3-down inning for the Blue Devils. No runs, no hits, no errors. We head to the top of the third. It's still 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live for the top of the third. It's still 1-1 here at Randy Jordan Field between Brookstone and Columbus. Is leading things off here, Luke Vale. Nottleman's counterpart on the mound today. Both guys able to shut down despite the first innings being marred with defensive miscues. And Nottleman will start things off here with Luke Vale in the box. And he'll chop that one over towards the first base dugout. It's going to be a foul ball. Vale, just 17 official at-bats on the season, batting 118 with 3 runs scored and 1 RBI. No extra base hits. As he'll get ready to step back in the plate here as they get a couple balls for the umpire. So 8-9-1 due up here for Brookstone in the top half of the third. Swing and a miss, and that's going to make it an 0-2 count. Now Vale way behind. Michael Nottleman. Nottleman struck out 3 of the last 4 batters he's faced. The 0-2 pitch, and fouled straight back to the screen, and it makes it an 0-2 count still as Vale continues to stay alive here. See if Nottleman tries to put one in the dirt here with a breaking ball. See if we can get him to chase or one outside the zone. And he doesn't chase, and it's now 1-2. Good pitch that time by Nottleman. Just off the plate. And now we'll see the 1-2 pitch upcoming here to Luke Vale. And that one back to the screen, and it stays 1-2 as Vale spoils another one. And the 1-2 from Nottleman. Fouled back to the screen, and that keeps it 1-2 still as Vale now spoiling 3 good pitches off the arm of Nottleman here to stay alive with 2 strikes. Still nobody out. Vale leading things off here in the third for Brookstone. Nice day out here, about 80 degrees, a little breezy, so it's not too bad. Waiting on the cloud cover to hit or the sun to go down a little bit more, but either way, a good day for baseball, and that one's going to be low and even to count 2-2. And swing and a miss, and Nottleman finally gets him to go down here. And that's the 4th strikeout of the day for Nottleman. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, the second baseman, Mitchum Kelly. Kelly, so far on the season, .360 with 10 runs scored, 3 ribbies, and 1 home run. Mitchum Kelly with his speed also on the field as a wide receiver, getting offers from such schools as Florida Atlantic. Is more typical of a second leadoff guy that we see in baseball now with a 9-hole hitter. Put a guy in the 9-hole that can still get on base and have some speed, and then you got another leadoff guy coming right behind him with another good bat. So seeing if he can do something here, start something with nobody, 1 out, nobody on for Brookstone here in the 3rd inning, and Mitchum Kelly with an 0-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and now he's deep in the hole here against Michael Nottleman, who seems to be in a groove here, probably the best we've seen him throw so far this season on Georgia Alabama Sports Live up to this point. Fouled back towards the houses across the street, and it's still going to be an 0-2 count. Breaking ball. Doesn't break, stays outside, and it's a 1-2 count. Little breeze coming through, blowing from right to left. A little bit in from right center field. And time out of the plate, and Kelly steps back in the box. 1-2 pitch upcoming with nobody on and one down in the third. And fastball gets by him, and it's another K for Nottleman, his 5th of the day. And that'll be Gray Jones to the plate. Jones with a run scored as he led off. Actually, his courtesy runner, Fisher Ogle, scored the run, but Gray Jones reaching base on the E1. On a ground ball out to the first baseman. Nottleman unable to control it. And the first pitch, breaking ball, back door, and that time Nottleman gets it over the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 count to Jones, the catcher for Brookstone. And he's going to tip that one off the end of the bat, and it'll go back to the screen, and now he's deep in the hole, 0-2. This Nottleman really hitting the strike zone so far today. Just attacking these Brookstone hitters, trying to get through this lineup and give his team a chance here to get a big win at home. And Brookstone coming in batting .314 on the season as a team. And Jones will spoil that one back to the screen. And I'm sure Nottleman would like to leave Brennan Neal in the on-deck circle and wait till the 4th inning to have to face him here with 2 down in the 3rd. So 0-2 pitch again here from Nottleman to Gray Jones, the leadoff batter and catcher for Brookstone. Outside, I was about to say corner, but we'll just stick with outside. And that's going to make it a 1-2 count. Thought he might have had him right there, but the umpire thought otherwise. A little tail action. And he's going to chase that one as he went a little further outside, and it's going to be another strikeout, the 6th of the day for Nottleman. As he strikes out the side, that's 5 straight as he's been able to set down as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live piece for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
And we're back. Here's the bottom of the 3rd at Randy Jordan Field. In a battle between the Brookstone Cougars and the Columbus High Blue Devils. 1-1 ball game. Axel Serra, the shortstop, to lead things off out of the 9-hole for the Blue Devils. Luke Vale on the mound for Brookstone today. Still going through the lineup pretty swiftly. Like I said, it still should be a 0-0 ball game, but it's 1-1. We got eggs on the board where the hit column is, and then 1 error for Brookstone, 2 errors for Columbus today. And that one fouled back. And now Axel Sarah behind 1 and 2. Sarah coming into the lineup, coming into the matchup, 229 on the season. 16 runs scored, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. Again, hitting out of the 9-hole here, the shortstop for the Blue Devils. And he's going to hit that one back up the middle there. Neal coming across, making the play with a throw over. Beautiful play that time by Neal. Showing the range, showing the arm, the fluidity. And that's going to be the first out here in the third. As that one got up the middle past Vale, and Neal able to make the big play and get Sarah out at first. And now we're back to the top of the lineup for Columbus as Ryan Miller steps to the plate, and it's going to be a first pitch high for ball 1. Ryan Miller scored after reaching on an error by Brendan Neal out at short to start things off in the bottom half of the first. And he's going to hack at that one. He's going to wave and miss at it. And they're leaving the count up 1-1. Vale relying more on defense as opposed to Nottleman with the power and the strikeout ability, but he's going to get Miller to chase another breaking ball, that time in the dirt. And now Miller behind 1-2. And that's going to go outside. No chase that time by Miller as it goes to the backstop, and it's going to even it up 2-2 count now. Nobody on, 1 down for the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the third. Little high and outside. It's going to run things full. And we got the payoff pitch upcoming here to Ryan Miller with 1 down. And that's going to be spoiled out of play into somebody's front yard here across the street from the ball field. Count remains full, so another payoff pitch upcoming from Luke Vale. Swing and tip back into the glove of Gray Jones for a strikeout. Second one of the day for Luke Vale. And now that'll bring up Ren Smith, the center fielder. Reached on a hit by pitch in the first inning after being down in the count 0-2. Took one off the thigh. Luke Vale wishing he could get that one back. And he's going to go breaking ball this time, and it's going to be a strike. 0-1 count on Ren Smith. And he'll chase another one down in the dirt, and it's 0-2. Luke Vale's breaking ball, getting everybody out on their front foot, chasing them in the dirt and out of the zone here so far this inning, as he seems to have found that pitch. And he'll go high and he'll wave at it, and that's another strikeout, the third one of the day for Luke Vale, and another 3-up, 3-down inning. And now we'll head to the top of the fourth. It's still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
And we're back here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Here, Randy Jordan Field, the battle between the Brookstone Cougars and the Columbus High Blue Devils is still 1-1 here. So far through 3 innings, Brookstone 1 run, no hits, and 1 error defensively. Columbus 1 run, no hits, 2 errors. As both runs, as you could suspect, unearned in that first inning. And we have 2-3-4 due up here for Brookstone. Here's Brendan Neal to step into the box against Michael Nottleman. 2 of the better ball players in the area. Nottleman heading up to Georgia Tech. Brendan Neal committed to Auburn, the junior. And he's going to chop that one off the end of the bat back to the backstop, and it's an 0-1 count. And down low, even it up 1-1. Probably the matchup most people tend to look for today in this ball game between these two guys. And Nottleman gets Neal way out in front with the breaking ball, and now he's ahead 1-2. Nottleman doing work here so far. He struck out the last 5 batters he's faced for the Brookstone Cougars. 6 on the day through 3. And he's going to get him out in front of that one as well. And it's another strikeout by Nottleman. He'll set Neal down. And that'll bring up Luke Lowry. Hitting in the 3-hole, grounded out to second. His first time up at the plate, 0 for 1 on the day. Notty, 7 Ks on the day now for Columbus. Fouled out of play by Luke Lowry. That'll drop in someone's driveway. 0-1 count. And that's going to be hit foul past the third baseman. And now Luke Lowry behind in the count, 0-2. Deep in a hole here with 1 down, nobody on for Brookstone. Breeze kicking in a little bit here as it's blowing in from right center field. And chopped over towards first. Paxton Wyatt waiting on it. He's going to trot over to first base and get the 3 unassisted. And that'll be the second out of the 4th inning. And that ends Nottleman's streak of 6 strikeouts in a row. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Jake Lowry. Struck out looking his first time up to end the first inning. And a little off the plate to start him off, and it's a 1-0 count. Beautiful day for baseball here. You see the crowd starting to fill in. Both schools very proud of their baseball squads. Over the plate. That evens it up 1-1 now on Jake Lowry. And he's going to hit that one foul out of play. And now Lowry behind in the count, 1-2 on Michael Nottleman. And the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball gets him looking again for the second time, and that's the second strikeout of the inning. 8th strikeout of the day for Michael Nottleman as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. The Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
We're back here for the bottom half of the fourth in a 1-1 ball game between the Brookstone Cougars and the Columbus High Blue Devils. 3-4-5 due up for the Blue Devils here is Michael Nottleman, Colton Hefner, and Thomas Williams due up. Here Luke Vale still on the mound. 34 pitches through 3 innings. And he'll get poked out there, and it's the first hit of the ball game. Nottleman gets it out into the left center gap. Is finally picked up by Griffin. And he'll get into second base with the lead-off double. Big start here in the bottom half of the fourth for Nottleman and the Blue Devils as he's trying to help himself out here as he's been able dealing so far in the day against the big-time Brookstone Cougars. No hits through 4 and 8 strikeouts. Now that'll bring up the freshman catcher, Colton Hefner, hit into the 6-4-3 double play in the first inning that ended up plating a run for Columbus. Low and outside to start him off in this 1-0. Let's see if Hefner and the Blue Devils can try to take advantage here with nobody out and a runner on second. Nottleman in scoring position. And that's going to get skied over towards the first base side. Might stay in play, and it does. Good play over there by Luke Lowry to get it up against the screen near the dugout, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Now to bring up the designated hitter, Thomas Williams. Grounded out to Luke Vale to end the first inning, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. He'll try to do a little damage here and see if he can bring Nottleman in with a base hit. Vale with the fastball over the letters for a strike. Now to start him off 0-1. Both pitchers doing a great job here. Nottleman with the first base hit of the ball game in the bottom of the fourth to start things off. Swing and a miss, and it's now an 0-2 count, and Williams is way behind. Here with one down in the fourth inning. And Vale will step off the rubber. Get the pitch he wants. Make sure he and Gray Jones are on the same page with Nottleman out at second base. As usually with a runner at second, you're going to get the sign change from the catcher to the pitcher, so they can't pick up on what's coming to the plate and tip off the batter. And now the 0-2 pitch here upcoming as everybody's ready to go. Breaking ball in the dirt, doesn't get Williams the chase. And that'll bring the count to 1-2. Here with one down in the fourth. And tipped into the glove of Gray Jones for a strikeout. And that's the fourth of the ball game for Luke Vale. So now with 2 down in the bottom of the fourth, that'll bring up Paxton Wyatt. The sophomore first baseman hit into a 6-3 putout to start off the second. Hitting a ground ball out to Brendan Neal. Nodelman still out at second base in scoring position for Columbus. And Vale stepping off the mound here, looking to reset. And we'll get ready here for the first pitch to Paxton Wyatt of the at-bat. And stepping off and looking Nodelman back to second base. And it's going to get hit out of play. And it's going to be an 0-1 count now on Paxton Wyatt. And umpire trying to let the team know over at Columbus to get back closer inside the gate, the dugout. Safety precaution there is now we'll get the 0-1 pitch to Paxton Wyatt. Swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down with a runner at second for Columbus here in the bottom of the fourth of a tie ball game. Taking off for third is Nodelman. And not before the strikeout, though, as Wyatt watches it goes across the plate. And that's going to be the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Luke Vale, and he'll set him down after giving the leadoff hit to Nodelman. He's able to get the Devils down in order, and we'll go to the top half of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on bases. We still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang! We will not be undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
We're back here at Randy Jordan Field for the top of the 5th. Through 4 innings so far, still a 1-1 ball game. Both runs unearned in the first inning off of defensive miscues. Outside of that, Brookstone 1 run, no hits, and 1 error defensively. Columbus 1 run, 1 hit as they finally got on the board in the hit column with Michael Nodelman's leadoff double in the bottom half of the 4th. As both pitchers dealing here today between Michael Nodelman and Luke Vale. Nodelman with 8 Ks through 4. And now he'll face Harrison Baker. Grounded out to short his first time up. That one just off the plate for a 1-0 count here to start things off in the 5th. Due up for Brookstone, the 5, 6, 7 hitters in the lineup. That's going to be poked out to center field. It's going to drop in front of Ren Smith for the first hit of the ball game for Brookstone. And now both teams in the hit column. So first hit as Harrison Baker gets on base to lead off the top half of the fifth, and that'll bring up Nick Hatchell, the third baseman. He'll step up to the plate. Struck out looking his first time up in the box. As we've got time out as Hatchell steps out of the box, he gets ready to set back here, and Nottleman from the stretch for the first time since the first inning. Step off and Luke Baker back over at first base. And out on the outside corner, swing and a miss by Hatchell, and it's an 0-1 count. Nottleman trying to work out over here, maybe look for a ground ball to get a double play with Hatchell at the plate. Swing and a miss, 0-2 count. Got time out as Coach Mathis has a talk with Hatchell over outside the box. Nottleman will readjust his uniform here on the field. While they have time, don't believe he had time to, as he had to immediately go back out onto the mound as he was stranded on second base to end the bottom half of the fourth. Looks like we're ready for play here. It's getting set, 0-2 count to Nick Hatchell, the Brookstone third baseman. And the move over to first, and Baker back easily. And we look for the 0-2 pitch back to the plate. Fouled back to the screen, and Hatchell stays alive. Jake Griffin, the sophomore, in the on-deck circle. Actually, it looks like Fisher Ogle that's in the on-deck circle for Brookstone. He was a courtesy runner earlier for Gray Jones. Looks like he's going to be batting for Jake Griffin. And stepping off the rubber is Nottleman. Still an 0-2 count to Hatchell. Off the end of the bat, and he'll fight to stay alive and keeps it 0-2. See if Nottleman tries to go out of the zone with a breaking ball here, see if he can get Hatchell to chase something. Here with no balls and 2 strikes with nobody on, and Baker over at first base for the Cougars. Off the plate, and he chases it for the strikeout. That's the 9th one of the day for Nottleman. And that'll bring up the pinch hitter, Fisher Ogle. He'll come in to hit for Jake Griffin, who struck out in the second inning to end that one. See if Nottleman can try and work out of the inning after giving off the leadoff hit to Harrison Baker. So far, Ogle, the sophomore on the season, batting .200 with 3 runs scored, no ribbies, and no extra base hits. One on, one down. Fouled back to the screen, and it's an 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch coming from Nottleman to Ogle. Outside, now leaving it up 1-1. Good job by the freshman catcher, Colton Hefner, to get outside and snag that one before it got to the backstop. That keeps Harrison Baker over at first base. And a move over. Baker back easily again. As the wind coming straight in from right center field now. Swing and a miss. And it's now a 1-2 count on Fisher Ogle. Still about 80 degrees out here today, so not much change in the temperature from first pitch. Inside off the plate, and that'll even things up 2-2. And fouled back to stay alive as Fisher Ogle, and it stays 2-2. Luke Vale going to chase that one down in the on-deck circle. Nottleman's counterpart on the mound today. Both pitchers throwing one-hit ball. And that one's going to drop down. Hefner quickly gathering it, trying to throw it down to second. Not in time. So heading off the second Baker on the pass ball is Harrison Baker. And now with a full count, Fisher Ogle steps back in the box here with Baker in scoring position. Swing and a miss. 10th strikeout of the ball game for Nottleman. And that brings Luke Vale up to the plate now. Vale struck out his first time up to start off the third inning. And that's going to be fouled straight up out of play towards the neighborhood. That's going to make it an 0-1 count on Luke Vale, the senior pitcher hitting out of the 8-hole for Brookstone. And Coach Mathis coming in. Looks like he's going to get a pinch runner to come in for Harrison Baker. That's going to be Ford Depew. So Depew now out at second base in place of Baker as he goes to the dugout. Here with 2 down and an 0-1 count to Luke Vale. Coach Mathis probably looking to try and get Depew to steal third, the speedy, usually a courtesy runner for Brookstone this year. Time out at the plate from Vale just before Nottleman started his movement towards the plate. Oh, 1 pitch from Nottie. Fouled back off the screen, off a truck, back to the fence, and it's an 0-2 count. So now Vale way behind here, and Nottleman trying to get out of the inning where he gave up the leadoff base hit to Harrison Baker here in the top of the 5th. Fouled back to the screen, and Vale stays alive to keep it 0-2. With Depew in scoring position for the Cougars. The 0-2 pitch upcoming here from Nottleman to Luke Vale. Off the plate, and he doesn't chase it, and it's 1-2 now. A little bit of a waste pitch that time from Nottleman, seeing if he can get Vale to chase, but not really give him anything he can swing at and make contact with. He'll step off the rubber for a second, try to make sure he's got the signals correct from Colton Hefner. Off the plate again, breaking ball, changeup, off speed, just doesn't quite stay in the zone. It's going to be 2-2. Nottleman looking to get out of it here. And just a little bit out of the zone, and that's going to run things full on Luke Vale. Went from being behind the count 0-2 to now working it to a full count. And with 2 down, the runner on second, we'll get the payoff pitch here from Nottleman. And he'll foul it back out of play and spoil another good pitch. And Vale continuing to battle here. Nottleman, like I said, dealing today, but also having to do a lot of work here. As a lot of Brookstone bats have been spoiling pitches, even though he's just giving up the one hit. And that's going to be a strikeout looking. It's going to get dropped by Hefner. Throw down to first for the 2-3 put out. And that'll end the 5th, and that'll strand Baker for Depew out at second base, running for Baker, and it's still a 1-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 5th here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 5th in a pitcher's duel. Brookstone through 5, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error defensively. Through 4 for Columbus, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors defensively. Both runs unearned in the first inning. Luke Vale still on the mound here for Brookstone. Is leading things off for Columbus. Maddox Anderson, the second baseman. Through 4, Luke Vale just 42 pitches. Hit out to short. Brendan Neal waiting on it, looking to make the throw over, and just in time, he'll beat Maddox Anderson with a 6-3 putout. Relying on that arm to get over there quickly enough as the second baseman almost legged that one out. That'll bring up David Vega, the third baseman, 0 for 1, struck out swinging his first time at the plate. Luke Vale so far on the day giving up just the 1 hit, the 1 unearned run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. That one hit out to center field. Griffin under it, makes the catch. That's going to be the second out here in just 3 pitches. And that'll bring up Axel Serra, the shortstop. Led off the 3rd inning with a ground out to short on a beautiful play charging in by Brendan Neal. And he's going to tip that one foul into the glove of Gray Jones to start it off, and it's now 0-1. Swing and a miss as he chased one up around the neck area. And now Sarah way behind in the count, 0-2 with 2 down in the 5th. And he'll chase another one in the dirt, but it's tipped foul. They're going to see if he caught it, and the umpire out there on the base on the appeal says it hit the ground first. So Sarah stays alive to see another pitch from Luke Vale, who's just been in a groove the entire ball game. And doesn't chase that one, and it's going to be a 1-2 count. Breaking ball hit out to left field. That's going to be a base hit. And Sarah on base for the first time today. Second base hit of the ball game for Columbus, as he's able to battle with 2 strikes and get on base with 2 down here in the 5th. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order for Columbus with Ryan Miller stepping up to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error in the first and scored the run. The lone Blue Devil run today. Struck out in the 3rd. And he'll take the first one for a ball, and it's a 1-0 count. And that's going to get chopped over towards third base, picked up by Hatchell. The throw over to first in time for the 5-3 putout. And that'll end the 5th inning, but not with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We'll head to the top of the 6th. It's still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Crafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Hula Hands delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back here for the top of the 6th at Randy Jordan Field. It's still a 1-1 ball game. Got the old school feel to it as we got 2 pitchers out here dealing between Michael Nottleman and Luke Vale. Through 5, Brookstone 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error defensively. Columbus 1 run on 2 hits and 2 errors defensively. Both runs out there on the board are unearned. Came in the 1st inning. It's Brookstone with a 9-1-2 due up here in the lineup. Mitchum Kelly already behind deep in the hole here with an 0-2 count to start things off in the 6th. Nottleman approaching 90 pitches in the ball game. And tip foul into the glove of Hefner for another one. 12 strikeouts now for Michael Nottleman on the day. And we're back to the top of the order for Brookstone with Gray Jones, 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored in the 1st and then struck out in the 3rd. Breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike, and it's an 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike to the Brookstone catcher, Gray Jones. Brendan Neal on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Nottleman, you see him kind of not going straight fastball here. A little bit more movement on the pitches here in this 6th inning. And fouled out of play. And Gray Jones stays alive and keeps it an 0-2 count. At this point, this late in the ball game, it's all about who flinches first. Outside, he can't get him to chase that one, and it's now 1-2. In the dirt. Jones doesn't go after that one, and it's now all evened up at 2-2 here with 1 down, nobody on for the Cougars in the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the 13th one of the day. And Michael Nottleman has himself a baker's dozen. And that'll bring us back to Brennan Neal. Struck out his last time at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. Came in batting over 500 for the season. As Nottleman calls time to tie his cleats. Trying to make sure he's got all his reinforcements in line here as he gets ready to face Neal, the Auburn commit. Nottleman, the Georgia Tech commit. ACC versus SEC matchup right here at the plate. And the first pitch from Nottleman. I believe that one was called a ball. Let's start him off 1-0. Attacks that one foul out of play, and that'll even it up 1-1. Neal stepping back in the box here, 1-1 count. The pitch up coming from Nottleman. Outside, 2-1. As Bob Euchre would say, just a bit outside. Nottleman back in the windup here with the 2-1 pitch to Brendan Neal. Swing and a miss, and that'll even it up 2-2. Big pitch up coming here to try to get out of this 6th inning and get past the batter, Brendan Neal, as he'll call time. And Colton Hefner taking his mask off, getting a little bit of fresh air for a second there behind the plate. And we'll get ready to dig in here for the next pitch as they get set. And Nottleman with the 2-2 pitch. And fouled out of play by Brendan Neal. He'll stay alive. And that's in somebody's backyard. Now it's 2-2 still. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the top of the 6th. Still a 1-1 ball game. Great pitchers duel going on today, and why not? We got 2 great programs out here, and that's going to be just off the plate. And that'll run it full on Brendan Neal. So we got the payoff pitch due up here from Nottleman. Time out at the plate by Brendan Neal. He'll step back in the box now. We'll still see the payoff pitch. Also the 100th pitch from Nottleman. And Neal out in front of that one. He'll tap that one over towards the third base dugout and stay alive. And keep it full here with 2 down, nobody on in the 6th. Nottleman trying to get out of this one here and see if he can set Neal down for the 3rd time today and another timeout. Here comes the payoff pitch from Notty. And out in front of it, just foul as he laces it down the line. And Neal keeps it alive, and it's still a full count here in the 6th. Gets him right there with a fastball, blows it by him, and you see the emotion from Nottleman as he gets out of the inning. Another strikeout. He takes out the side. 14 strikeouts on the day for Nottleman through 6 as we head to the bottom half. It's still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Whether you're building your business or finding your dream home, G2 Real Estate is with you every step of the way. Commercial or residential, our mission is the same, turning your vision into reality. With experience, insight, and a commitment to your success, we're more than brokers, we're your partners. G2 Real Estate, building futures one property at a time.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we're back here as we're getting down towards crunch time. It's the bottom of the 6th, still a tie ball game in a pitcher's duel. But Luke Vale just 52 pitches through 5 as he looks to start things off here with Ren Smith at the plate. He'll swing and a miss at the first one. Smith 0 for 1 on the day with a hit by pitch, stranded at third in the first inning and then struck out in the third. And he'll try to lay one down and he misses it, and that puts him immediately behind in the count 0-2. Both pitchers on their game today. And hacking at that one is Smith. Can't get it. The throw from Jones over to first base in time for the strikeout. And the 2-3 put out to get him as that one hit the dirt. And that'll bring Nottleman up to the plate. We got the first hit of the ball game in the bottom of the 4th to lead things off. Ended up being stranded out there as the next 3 went down in order for the Blue Devils, but Nottleman 1 for 1 on the day. Walked in the first, doubled in the 4th. Looking to try to help himself here. Seeing if he can turn on one, hitting from the left side with that short porch and right in Columbus High School here at Randy Jordan Field. First pitch from Vale outside off the plate, and it's now a 1-0 count. That one hits the black, and it's now evened up 1-1 on Nottleman. Coach Mathis directing center fielder to move over a little bit towards left. And that one fouled back to the screen by Nottleman, and it's a 1-2 count. It's getting down to whose bullpen is going to come in and do the job, and that's going to be another base hit from Nottleman up the middle. And he's 2 for 2 on the day. He's reached base all 3 times at the plate. And that'll bring up the freshman Colton Hefner. 0 for 2 on the day. Hit into a double play in the first and then popped out foul to Luke Lowry over at first base in the 4th inning. So this time seeing if they could take advantage of Nottleman getting on base for the 3rd time today, as he's got 2 of the 3 Columbus base hits. And Hefner watches that one cross the outside corner, and it's now an 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch to Hefner, the freshman catcher. Pops that one out towards center field. Is it going to drop? And it does not. Is chasing it in and making the catch in center field, Griffin. And that's a fly out for the second out of the sixth here, and that'll bring up Thomas Williams, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to the pitcher in the first to end that one, and then had a strikeout in the fourth. And he waves at a bunt that time, and crucial part of the ball game that's being missed right now. A couple of bunts waved at, not being able to be dropped. And a little get-me-over throw to first. Nottleman back with plenty of time. As Vale gets back to the stretch here with the 0-1 pitch to Thomas Williams. Inside, evens it up 1-1. So 1-1 pitch with Nottleman over at first base with 2 down in the sixth. Low, down, out of the zone, and it's now 2-1 to the designated hitter for the Blue Devils. And that one hit out to short. Neal charging, looking to make the throw over to first. In time, he gets Williams with the 6-3 put out to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base. We'll head to the 7th inning. Still a 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
And we're back here. It's the 7th inning here at Randy Jordan Field. It's been a ball game here, a pitcher's duel. And Nottleman with 102 pitches through 6 back out on the mound. Seeing if he can close out and get 7 innings out of him today before he hits the 115 max that's in Georgia. And 3-4-5 do it for Brookstone. Luke Lowry up to bat 0 for 2. as he's grounded out to second and a ground out unassisted to first. And he's going to pop the first pitch up in the air. Going back for it and charging in is Smith, and Ren Smith will make the catch. One pitch, one out. And I believe that's exactly how Nottleman would have drawn it up to try and be able to finish this inning here. And that'll bring up Jake Lowry, the cleanup hitter, and DH. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. He'll hit one out to center field again. This time it'll drop in front of Ren Smith for a base hit. Second hit of the ball game for Brookstone. And that'll put one on with one down here in the top of the 7th. And the guy who got the first hit of the ball game for Brookstone will step up to the plate, Harrison Baker, 1 for 2 on the day. A ground out to short and a base hit to center. And that one across the knees on the inside corner to start him off 0-1. Jake Lowry over at first for Brookstone. Out in front of it is Baker. Snap throw to first. And Lowry back in time. But it's now an 0-2 count. Baker's behind to Nottleman. As he's staying aggressive here in the 7th, just throwing strikes. Breaking ball gets him, swinging him his 15th strikeout of the day for Michael Nottleman as he continues to do work here in the 7th inning. And that'll bring up Nick Hatchell, the third baseman, hitting in the 6th hole. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. And he's going to get him leaning off of first. Going to second is Lowry, and we're going to have a little bit of a pickle here. The throw over to second in time for the 1-3-6 putout. And he'll get the pickoff play on the caught stealing, and that'll end the 7th inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. We'll head to the bottom half, see if Columbus can try to walk it off here against Brookstone on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Carol Purdue in Phoenix City today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang! We will not be undersold. Powerful full-size Chevy Silverados up to $13,750 off. Rugged mid-size Chevy Colorados up to $9,000 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime. Get your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
And we're back here for the bottom of the 7th at Randy Jordan Field. It's still all knotted up at 1 between Brookstone and Columbus. Luke Vale still on the mound. He's been dealing as well, not just Nottleman today. Vale giving up just 3 hits. And he's got 6 strikeouts of his own here, and that one's going to go up the middle. Neal waiting on it, charging, throwing, and he'll make the throw over there for the 6-3 putout. He'll get Paxton Wyatt for the first out of the 7th inning here. Not sure if we'll see Nottleman if we see an 8th, because he's around 108 to 110 pitches for the ball game, 115 being the limit in GHSA. So if Luke Vale can continue to deal here, and he'll throw the first pitch to Maddox Anderson outside off the plate, and it's 1-0. Anderson 0 for 2 on the day with a line out to short and a ground out to short. So Brendan Neal expecting to see one out there, and that one's going to be fouled out of play, and it's 1-1. So Anderson will step back in the box. 1-1 count, one down, nobody on for Columbus. And that's going to be outside, and it's now a 2-1 count. And that was going to be hit over the leaping Neal out into left center field, and it's going to be a base hit for the Blue Devils and Maddox Anderson. And that's the 4th hit of the ball game for Columbus. See if they can take advantage here. 1 on, 1 down. The third baseman, David Vega, stepping up to the plate. Vega 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th to center field. So he'll step up to the plate now. Blue Devils. Maddox Anderson over at first. Vega at the plate. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th of a tie ball game. And he's going to hit that one up the middle. Vale throwing it over to second. Neal, the throw to first in time for the 1-6-3 double play. And that ends the threat in the 7th. And we're going to see extras here. We got free baseball. 1-1 ball game here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And we're back here for extras here at Randy Jordan Field. It's the top of the 8th in a 1-1 ball game. A great pitcher's duel going on here through the first 7 as Nottleman will come out of the ball game here in extras with Ren Smith coming in from center. Nottleman will go out to center. Nottleman's day ends with 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 unearned run, no walk, and 15 strikeouts. That was one of the keys there. 0 walks for Nottleman on the day. By far his best pitching performance of the season here for Columbus. And Ren Smith looking to start things off with Nick Hatchell at the plate. He'll foul that one off the body. As Hatchell, if you remember, was at the plate in the top half of the 7th when they caught Jake Lowry leaning off first base and they picked him off. Little 1-3-6 pickle. So an 0-1 count to Hatchell now from Ren Smith. Breaking ball, fouled out of play. And now Hatchell way behind in the count, 0-2. As it looks like this Blue Devils pitching staff continuing to pound the strike zone. And that one almost spoke too soon, almost hit Hatchell. And that'll keep it a 1-2 count now. Ziegler ready to start play back up here with Ren Smith on the mound for the Blue Devils. Hatchell at the plate. 1-2 count, nobody on, nobody out. Fouled out of play, and he'll stay alive and keep it 1-2. Breaking ball into the mid of Hefner, and he catches it for the strikeout, and Hatchell goes down swinging for the first out of the 8th inning. And that'll bring up Jake Griffin back to the plate after he was pinch hit for in the 5th by Fisher Ogle. Center fielder for Brookstone, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, which you'll hear that a lot with Nodelman being on the mound today. Again, struck out 15 in the first 7, but now Jake Griffin back at the plate here, stringing that one foul down the first base line. It's an 0-1 count. Over the outside corner with a breaking ball from Ren Smith, and now he's in the hole, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch from Smith. Blows it by him for another one. As he struck out 2 here in the 8th inning, and that'll bring up Luke Vale on the mound today for Brookstone, doing a fantastic job as well. So nobody on, 2 down here in the top of the 8th of a 1-1 ball game. Outside, and he swings at it, and it's an 0-1 count. Got him to chase one a little off the plate that time. Breaking ball out in front of it, 0-2. Mitchum Kelly in the 9-hole on deck for the Cougars if they do extend the inning here. Chop foul. And Luke Vale stays alive, but it's still an 0-2 count now with 2 outs and nobody on for Brookstone. Breaking ball, inside corner, gets him looking. And Ren Smith strikes out the side. That's 18 Brookstone batters struck out on the day through 8. As we head to the bottom half, it's still 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the bottom half. Another pitching change as Luke Lowry will come into the ball game. He and Luke Vale will swap positions as Vale goes over to first. Lowry, 3-1 on the season in 4 appearances with a 2.00 ERA. 21 innings pitched, 11 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Vale, a great day on the mound. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 unearned run, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. And starting things off for Columbus with the first pitch is Axel Serra, the shortstop. 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out to short and a hit out to left through the 5-6 hole. He'll step back in 0-1 count now from Luke Lowry. And he'll foul that one back to the screen, and that puts him in the hole 0-2. As both teams' bats have been silenced throughout the day. Both runs in the first inning that made it a 1-1 ball game were unearned on errors defensively by both teams, but it's been a clean ball game ever since. No errors. Great pitching. Just a duel out here on the mound between both of these squads and the Blue Devils and the Cougars. Nothing like a good old pitcher's duel here as we're in extra innings. And that one will sail high to Serra, and that'll make it a 2-2 count. Here to start off the bottom half of the 8th for the Blue Devils. 9-1-2 due up. And he'll poke that one, chase it a little bit off the plate. That's going to hit off the roof of someone's home out here across the street. And Serra keeps it alive to keep it a 2-2 count. Was able to battle 1-2 off of Luke Vale in his last at bat and hit one out in the left field. Chopped foul again off the end of the bat. And he continues to stay alive here, and it's a 2-2 count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Outside and out's full. Axel Serra doing a good job at the plate right now. Getting behind in the count 0-2. Now he's worked it to full count as he spoiled a couple of good pitches from Lowry. And then pokes one out towards center field. Getting under it, making the catch, though, is Griffin. And he'll fly out to center field for the first out of the 8th inning, and that'll put us back to the top of the order for the Blue Devils. And Ryan Miller, the left fielder, 0 for 3 on the day, reached and scored on an E6 in the first inning. Struck out in the 3rd and grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. Now he steps into the box against Luke Lowry. Pokes that first one out of play across the street. Off some shingles, rolling down the front porch and into the driveway, and it's an 0-1 count. A little baseball plinko out here in the neighborhood. And that one goes foul out of play again. Let's see. That's over the tree, so I can't see where all it's bouncing this time. And now Ryan Miller behind 0-2 in the count. Here against Luke Lowry. Both staffs so far today through 8. I mean, we've just seen 1 inning from Smith. And a 1/3 of an inning so far from Luke Lowry. But outside of that, between Nottleman and Luke Vale, both pitching staffs just pounding the strike zone today. And it's worked out in their favor. It's now still a 1-1 ball game here in the 8th. And that one will go outside off the glove of Gray Jones, and that'll even the count 2-2. And we've got timeout at the plate. Granted by the umpire just before Lowry made his first move to home. And Miller back in the box here. The 2-2 pitch from Luke Lowry. Fouled back off the screen, and he spoils another one and keeps it 2-2. Ren Smith on the mound now in relief for Columbus in the on-deck circle. You see the sun starting to set out in left field behind the school. The lights turned on here. Let's see if Columbus can try to walk it off here in the bottom half. In the dirt outside, and he's run another one full. He was able to coax a fly out of Sarah in the previous at bat to lead off the 8th. Did Luke Lowry. Let's see what Ryan Miller can do here with a payoff pitch upcoming. Poked out of play. And it's still a full count. Chopped up, Brendan Neal waiting on it at short. Makes the throw across just in time as Miller gets beat by a half a step. Neal, depending on the arm on a couple of throws over there, just waiting back on a few ground balls. Able to get them so far here. Let's see if anybody will be able to beat out a throw at one point in this ball game. As that's another 6-3 put out. And that'll bring up Ren Smith with nobody on and 2 outs. Smith 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out twice. Was able to reach in the first on a hit by pitch and was stranded over at third base to end the inning. And he'll take the first one a little bit high, and it's a 1-0 count. Nottleman in the on-deck circle, 2 for 2 on the day. He's reached 3 times with a walk. And that time hit out in the 5-6 hole, picked up by Neal. The throw over will not be in time. And Ren Smith reaches on an infield single. And again, now Nottleman at the plate. See if he can try to get a big hit here and bring Smith around to try to win it. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Nottleman 2 for 2 again, like we spoke about. Has reached base all 3 times, had a walk in the first. Also, 7 innings on the mound with 15 strikeouts, giving up the 1 unearned run in the first inning. First pitch, a little low and inside from Lowry, and it's a 1-0 count. Ren Smith at first, 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. In the dirt, that gets by Gray Jones, and heading off for second base is Ren Smith, and he'll slide in safely. And now he's in scoring position, and it's a 2-0 count to Michael Nottleman, and they're going to walk him. Take the safe route there, does Coach Mathis for Brookstone. And that'll put forces at first, second, and third. And that'll bring up the freshman catcher, Colton Hefner. Hefner 0 for 3 on the day. Put the ball in play all 3 times, though. Double play in the first, a fly out or pop up to first in the 4th, and then a fly out to center in the 6th. So 2 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The biggest threat that Columbus has had since that first inning. And we've got time out as Coach Mathis makes his way out to the mound, as well as Gray Jones to talk to Luke Lowry. So 1-0 count here with 2 down. Let's see what the strategy is at this point with the freshman catcher at the plate for the Blue Devils. Mathis going over the pitch selection here with Lowry and letting the defense know what to do here, whether they need to, I wonder if we'll see corners up. Probably not with 2 down. But he disperses from the mound, heading back to the dugout. And with Nottleman and Smith over there talking to Hefner, getting him hyped up before he gets back in the box. He'll get ready to step back in with a 1-0 count here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 2 down, tie ball game here at Randy Jordan Field. Base hit might be able to get the win for Columbus. That one's hit out shallow left, or just, very shallow left as Neal gets up under it, gathers the pop-up, And that'll end the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. As we head to the top of the 9th, there's still 1-1 here at Randy Jordan Field on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the top of the 9th. Yes, this is high school ball. It is extra innings. We don't go 9 innings, but that's what we're doing so far today. Is it's still knotted up 1-1 here at Randy Jordan Field between the 8-3 Brookstone Cougars and the 11-8 Columbus High Blue Devils. Take this little bit of time here with the first pitch coming to Ren Smith, from Ren Smith to Mitchum Kelly, leading things off. The 9-1-2 due up for Brookstone. Thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, Gordy Eye Care, for being pivotal parts of what we do here at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. That one hit over to third base, gathered up by Vega, and the throw across in time for the 5-3 put out, and we've got 1 down here in the top of the 9th. And that'll put us to the top of the order for Brookstone. Gray Jones, the catcher, stepping into the box for the Cougars. 0 for 3 on the day. Reached on an error and scored in the first. He struck out twice since then, both times against Nottleman, who ended the game with 15. Hit out left field. Looks like that one's going to go out of play, and it's going to be an 0-1 count. As Ren Smith on the mound now for the Blue Devils, came in the 8th in relief of Nottleman. Was able to strike out the side in the 8th inning. And he's already got 1 down here in the 9th. Breaking ball, chop foul down the line over towards Coach Mathis, and it's going to be an 0-2 count. See if Jones can try to battle back here, or if Ren Smith might try to throw one a little out of the zone and see if he can get Jones to chase one. And it's going to get fouled out of play. I'm sure whoever owns that little sedan is glad that it hit the tree and deflected, because it was headed straight for it. As we got the houses behind the school, the ball field here. And that one hit out towards second. Backhanded, no good. Maddox Anderson couldn't come up with it, and it'll go out to right field for a base hit here. And Gray Jones is on base for the 2nd time today. And that'll put 1 on and 1 down. And we'll have time out of the field as they'll come out to talk to Ren Smith and see how to approach Brennan Neal as he gets ready to step in the box. Neal coming in batting over 500 on the season the Auburn commit, the junior for Brookstone at shortstop, was nullified throughout the ball game by Michael Nottleman as he's 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to third in the first, but then struck out twice. Let's see if it's a little bit of a blessing on his part to have Nottleman out of the ball game, if he can take advantage here with 1 on and 1 down, and Ren Smith on the mound for the Blue Devils. Here in what's been a great pitcher's duel. So through 8, and you count the 1 hit now for Brookstone here in this inning. 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error, with that 1 run and the 1 defensive error in the first. And then same for the Blue Devils, the 1 run and the 2 defensive errors coming in the first with their 5 base hits. Both runs for the day unearned in that first inning, and it's been clean baseball ever since. The little get me over to first. Plenty of time there. Does Jones get back? And Wyatt almost had to dig that one out of the dirt. And now we get ready for the first pitch to Brennan Neal. And another pickoff move over to first. Getting back with no slide. And another one. A little bit closer this time with the location of the throw and the tag, but Jones still back safely. As that's 3 consecutive pickoff moves over to first base by Ren Smith. And the first pitch to Neal, a little bit outside, and it's a 1-0 count. See if they try to pitch around him here with 1 down and try to get to Luke Lowry, who's on deck. As Neal is a threat at the plate for the Brookstone Cougars. Outside, ball 2. And that one a sail high now. Neal ahead of the count, 3-0. Seems like that may have been the strategy coming into this at bat, was just to see if you can get Neal to be aggressive and chase a couple of pitches. But good eye at the plate by Brennan Neal to make it a 3-0 count now with 1 on and 1 down. He'll call time at the plate. And that one hit the outside corner, and it's now 3-1, taking all the way. On that 3-0 pitch was Brennan Neal, but now he can look for his pitch here. Still ahead of the count. Swing and a miss. Out in front of that one, and it's now run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 down here in the 9th. And that'll go off the bat. Foul ball. So payoff pitch again upcoming here for the 2nd time from Ren Smith. And that'll go high and inside for ball 4, and that'll walk him. And that'll put runners at first and second with 1 down for Brookstone here in the top of the 9th. And Luke Lowry getting ready to step to the plate now for the Cougars. 0 for 3 on the day. He's grounded out to second, grounded out to first, and a fly out to center. Seeing if he can take advantage here. Biggest threat of the day here since that first inning for Brookstone. Having 2 on and 1 down. Outside with a breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Smith holding on to it just a little hair too long that time. Late on the release. Let's see if he can get that one back on track with the breaking ball here with Luke Lowry at the plate. And fouled back out of play to even things up 1-1. Again, 2 on, 1 down here in the top of the 9th. 1-1 count to Luke Lowry. And a little move back to second base by Ren Smith. No throw. Everybody back easily on the base paths. And that one's going to be grounded over to second base, scooped up, and the throw over by Anderson over to Wyatt for the 4-3 putout. That'll be the second out of the inning. Well, that puts 2 runners in scoring position now for Brookstone, and Jake Lowry stepping up to the plate. Jake Lowry with a base hit his last time at the plate, 1 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Base hit here could give them a big 3-1 lead. That one foul out of play. And it's now an 0-1 count to the Brookstone designated hitter, Jake Lowry. And that's going to hit him as we've got a dead ball, bases loaded now. And that'll bring up Harrison Baker. With a force at every dish out on the field right now. So a courtesy runner in there. Wasn't able to get the number from here for Brookstone. Coming in to run for Luke Lowry, the pitcher now for Brookstone. And now with Jake Lowry, the designated hitter. As we get the position changes filled out here by the umpire, now we're ready for play. Bases loaded, 2 down here in the top of the 9th for Brookstone. Hit out to left field by Harrison Baker. Not enough on it, is tracking back and making the catches, Ryan Miller. And that was just a long third out as that one skied in the air by Harrison Baker. But able to get out of the jam was Ren Smith and the Blue Devils. As Brookstone goes no runs, 1 hit, 3 left on base. As we'll head to the bottom of the 9th, it's still 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here at Randy Jordan Field on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's the bottom of the 9th. We're in extras here at Columbus High School as they're now coming up to the plate against Brookstone. Take us a little bit of time. Thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, and Gordy Eye Care. I'd like to thank those guys for being a big part of what we do here and being able to bring y'all these broadcasts while you watch from home or at work. As we start off the bottom of the ninth here with Thomas Williams at the plate, the designated hitter, 0 for 3 on the day. Luke Lowry still on the mound for Brookstone. 2 ground outs and a strikeout for Williams on the day. And now it's up the middle, off the glove of Luke Lowry. And then still making the play as Thomas Williams, not able to get down the line fast enough, was Brennan Neal. Another great defensive play out here. We haven't had a whole lot of offense, but we've seen some great pitching and great defense as that starts off the bottom of the ninth with an out. On the 1-6-3 put out off the glove of Lowry as that one was going straight out to center field, but Neal able to recover, make the throw from short. And Paxton Wyatt hits that into short right field. Coming in forward is Kuhn, and he'll make the catch. And that'll bring up Maddox Anderson, 1 for 3 on the day. Had a base hit his last time up out to center field, left center. And a line out to short and a ground out to short so far today. And he'll ground that one out towards first base, picked up by Vale. The toss over to Luke Lowry just in time for the 3-1 putout. And a quick inning. 3 up, 3 down, go the Blue Devils, and now we'll head to the 10th. Still knotted up 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the top of the 10th. As there's still a pitcher's duel, here's no let up between Ren Smith and Luke Lowry on the mound for the Blue Devils and the Cougars. And starting things off for Brookstone here in the top of the 10th, it'll be Nick Hatchell, 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. And he's going to pop that one out towards center field. Nottleman looking to get under it, calling off the right fielder, and he'll make the grab. 1 pitch, 1 down here in the 10th. On the fly out to center, and that'll bring up Jake Griffin, the sophomore. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. As the strikeout ratio has started to go down a little bit since Nottleman came out of the ball game, but Ren Smith still doing a phenomenal job through 2 1/3. And first pitch in the dirt to start it off with Griffin, 1-0. As he struck out the side in the 8th. And then we're able to work out of a bases-loaded jam in the 9th with that fly out to left field by Harrison Baker. And that pitch evens things up to Griffin now, 1-1 here with 1 down, nobody on for the Cougars in the top half of the 10th. And that one just inside, off the glove of Hefner to the backstop, and that makes it a 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike to Jake Griffin. Luke Vale in the on-deck circle for Brookstone. Breaking ball over the outside corner for the back door. And it's now 2-2. And popped over outside the line, foul. And Griffin stays alive and keeps it a 2-2 count. Just off the plate that time. And that'll run it full. Here with nobody on, one down in the top of the 10th for Brookstone. Outside corner, he gets Griffin looking. Fourth strikeout for Ren Smith through 2 2/3. And that'll bring up Luke Vale, 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. Looking to avoid the golden sombrero here in the 10th. And just over his head that time as Smith was trying to throw a breaking ball that just refused to break out of the hand that time, and it's 1-0. And popped out towards right field, chasing it down, under it, making the grab is O'Brien. And Conley O'Brien gets the third out of the inning out in right field, and now through 9.5. We'll head to the bottom of the 10th. It's still 1-1 here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back. Here's the bottom of the 10th here at Randy Jordan Field on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Turning into a long, fun evening and afternoon here for Tyler Dykes and myself. And we got 8-9-1 due up for the Blue Devils. Luke Lowry still on the mound for Brookstone. David Vega at the plate, 0 for 3. As he struck out in the second, flew out to center, and then hit into the double play to end the 7th. So 0-1 count off the first pitch strike from Luke Lowry. Outside a little high that time, and that'll even the count 1-1 on David Vega. Brookstone trying to get it to a position where they can walk it off. They've had a base hit in each of the last 5 innings. Unable to take advantage. And it's now 1-2 on Vega. Both teams scoring their 1 run in the first on both unearned. As Brookstone scored on a couple of errors by Nottleman, especially on the pickoff move that allowed Gray Jones to move over into scoring position and score on a ground ball. And then Ryan Miller getting on by error in the bottom half of the first, and then scoring later on the 6-4-3 double play by Hefner. 2-2 count now to David Vega. And he'll poke that one out towards short, trying to chase down Neal, making the throw over. And off the bag. They're going to say that it was off the bag was Vale. unable to stay on it with the throw from Neal. So Vega will reach on the E6. As Coach Mathis going out to see if the umpires can confer, see if maybe the home plate umpire saw something differently. And the call stands and he stays safe. So leadoff batter is on now with the error by Brennan Neal on the throw to first. And that'll bring up Axel Serra, 1 for 3 on the day. Ground out to short, a base hit to left, and a fly out to center. As they look to continue the inning here with Ryan Miller in the top of the order on deck. Another failed bunt attempt here in the ball game by the Blue Devils, and that one goes foul towards the first base dugout. 0-1. So 0-1 count now to Axel Serra. See if he still has the bunt sign on in the bottom of the 10th. Throw over to first, not in time. Vega back safely. And back to Serra with the 0-1 count. Squares around, pulls back as that one goes in the dirt. And that'll even the count 1-1. 1-1, nobody out. Runner over at first. The throw over to first, not in time. As Luke Lowry trying to keep Vega from getting to jump to second in case Sarah's able to lay one down. Pull back off the plate. Almost a wild throw from Gray Jones, snagged by Vale in the air. And that'll make it a 2-1 count now. As Sarah squaring around early. And Coach Mathis for Columbus calling Sarah out of the box to be able to talk to him and strategy here. Make sure he knows where to lay it down. Maybe he sees something in the defensive positioning of Brookstone as you see Nick Hatchell in on the grass over at third base for Brookstone. And he'll stay on the grass here, getting ready for another bunt attempt by Axel Serra. 2-1 count. Hit out towards Neal at second. And he'll get the double play on the 6-3 putout. And that'll clear the bases. So quickly now, went from 1 on, nobody out, to now 2 outs, nobody on for Columbus. As we get back to the top of the order with Ryan Miller at the plate. Miller 0 for 4 on the day. Reached on the E6 in the first, struck out, ground out to third, ground out to short. He'll square around this time, and that one, he went for it, but it went between his bat and the head. And that makes it an 0-1 count. And Coach Mathis going to talk to the umpire. Not sure what about here. It could be about being able to see the ball. But the lights are on here at Columbus. Again, wish we could mic the coaches up when they go to talk to the umpire, but he'll head back over to the coach's box, and Ryan Miller steps back in the batter's box here with an 0-1 count, 2 down in the 10th. Outside and high, snagged by Jones. And that'll even the count 1-1. Outside, and it's now 2-1. So 2-1 count, 2 down here in the bottom of the 10th. Miller at the plate. And he'll chop one out towards second base. Mitchum Kelly over there to gather it. The throw over in time for the 4-3 putout. And that'll end the 10th inning as we head to the 11th. No runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left on base. through 10. It's still 1-1 here at Randy Jordan Field on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here for the top of the 11th as we start this one off. It's still 1-1. Goose eggs crossed the board since the first inning. Ren Smith still in the mound for the Blue Devils, leading things off for Brookstone. Mitchum Kelly, who just gathered up the third out, the 10th on the ground ball out at second base. Kelly 0 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to third. And it's now 1-1. So 1-1 count to Kelly here in the top of the 11th. Just inside, it's now 2-1. High and tight by Ren Smith. And back in the box is Kelly here. The pitch from Smith. Outside, and it's now 3-1. Hitters count for Mitchum Kelly to start off the 11th. Foul back. Possibly ball 4 that time, a little bit high around the neck area. Kelly went after it. Fouled it back off the screen, and now we'll see a payoff pitch here to start off the 11th inning. From Ren Smith to Mitchum Kelly. And timeout at the plate. Kelly tries to gather himself. Again, another one of the two-sport athletes at Brookstone. You'll see, even with Gray Jones coming up, a couple of the football stars on the team that made it to the state title for the Cougars this year. That's fouled back, keeps it alive, stays full. Again, take this time, thank sponsors Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, and Gordy Eye Care. And later on at the end of this game, you'll get to hear who the Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands player of the game is. And that one will go down low and outside, and now Mitchum Kelly starts it off with a walk to lead off the 11th inning. That'll put us at the top of the order for the Cougars and Gray Jones. Jones with a base hit his last time at the plate in the 9th inning. Ended up being stranded at third as Ren Smith was able to work out of the bases loaded jam. 1 for 4 on the day is Gray Jones. Mitchum Kelly with the lead off over at first. The throw over. Plenty of time for Kelly to get back. And we get ready here for the first pitch to Gray Jones from Ren Smith. And the throw over again. Plenty of time. Diving back safely is Mitchum Kelly. Mitchum Kelly, a wide receiver on the Brookstone offense. Gray Jones at the plate now, the running back for Brookstone during football season. And that's going to be on the outside corner across the black for a strike, and it's now 0-1. And throw over to first. Gets past Paxton Wyatt, and it'll run across, and Mitchum Kelly will walk into second base off the E1. Third error of the ball game by Columbus. And that puts Kelly in scoring position now with nobody out in the top of the 11th. Can Brookstone finally capitalize here, as Columbus has been able to hold him in check since the first inning? Throw over to second, almost went out into left center field that time. Sarah able to save it on the spin around by Smith. Off the plate, and it's now all evened up 1-1. Gray Jones in the box. Ren Smith on the mound. Mitchum Kelly out at second. Nobody out in the top of the 11th in a tie ball game. Fouled back off the screen, and now Gray Jones is behind 1-2 with Brennan Neal on deck. One-two pitch upcoming to Gray Jones from Ren Smith here. Throw over to second. Plenty of time. Gets back as Kelly. I'm assuming here if they're able to get Gray Jones out, we'll probably see Brennan Neal get intentionally walked with the base open over at first base, just to avoid letting him get the RBI base hit in this position. And that'll go off, almost off the cheek there of Gray Jones. As it didn't hit the helmet, it came across. Seems like he might be fine, though. Maybe hit the ear guard there, but he'll head over to first base on the hit by pitch. So now that'll put runners at first and second, nobody out. As you see the trainer ready to go take a look at him. And he's telling everybody he's fine at this point. And seems like he'll be fine to go. And Columbus's pitching coach will come out to talk to Ren Smith. A little bit of strategy here as we got 2, 3, 4 now due up for Brookstone with runners at first and second, nobody out here in the 11th. Can they finally take advantage here? There's been goose eggs across the board, like I said earlier, since that first inning. Both runs in the ball game were unearned, so it could easily be a 0-0 ball game right now. If you like pitchers' duels, it's been a great one. Good defense out there. We've had a few errors here and there, but the pitchers able to overcome any defensive lapses up to this point since that first inning. And it's been a great ball game here. Columbus, like I said, 8-0 in their region. Brookstone 3-0 in theirs in the GIAA. So 2 undefeated teams in their regions. Columbus 11-8 overall. Brookstone 8-3. Who can come out on top here? And we're going to get a timeout at the plate from Brendan Neal. And Smith still set in the stretch. And he'll pop that one foul out of play. So it's now an 0-1 count to Brendan Neal as Ren Smith went with the quick pitch there after the timeout and took it to his advantage, knocking off the timing of Neal at the plate. And he'll get out in front of that one, flail it out of play as well, and now it's an 0-2 count on the Brookstone shortstop. Neal steps up to the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. He did reach on a walk his last time at the plate. 2 strikeouts. And spun around over to second base, but nobody covering, so Smith did not make the throw. Able to hold on to it there. We're here still. Runners at first and second, no outs. 0-2 pitch to Neal. And just off the plate that time, and it's going to make it 1-2. Still a packed house out here. And tipped back into the middle, Colton Hefner. And the big strikeout from Ren Smith, and that sets Neal down. He's 0 for 4 on the day. And that'll bring up Luke Lowry, who's on the mound in relief now. Started the game at first base for Brookstone. As Ren Smith has definitely showed his mental fortitude, as I said in the ninth inning, able to get out of a bases loaded jam. Now first and second started out with no outs. Now he's got 1 down after striking out Brendan Neal, the star shortstop for the Cougars. And now we got Luke Lowry at the plate. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Ground out to second, ground out to first, fly out to center, and another ground out to second. Throw over to third. Nobody covering, as Hefner had to pump fake because Vega didn't make his way over to third to cover the bag. And we've got a double steal as Kelly gets the third and Gray Jones gets the second. A little bit of a mental lapse on the defensive side of the ball that time by David Vega, as he was nowhere over there at third base for Hefner to be able to throw the ball. And Kelly slides in easily now, second and third. Infield in, little chopper over to third base. Vega tries to make the throw to the plate. It goes off the glove of Hefner. Coming in now is Jones. He'll slide in safely, and that's 2 runs on the board. Brookstone takes the 3-1 lead off the chopper by Luke Lowry. 2 runs here in the top of the 11th. And a big play there by the Brookstone Cougars. Not sure what the discussion is about there between coach and the umpire, but as now they go out maybe to discuss with the base umpire as well, figure out what's going on. What the discussion is about, we're not too sure. I didn't see anything that was any kind of foul play or any kind of somebody missing a bag or whatever. It was just a routine ground ball over to third base. Vega tried to make the throw home. As we're still here with 1 down in the top of the 11th. Brookstone now with a 3-1 lead. As Luke Lowry is able to reach on the fielder's choice by Vega to throw home, and then it went off the glove of Hefner, allowing Gray Jones to come around from second and score. And now Luke Lowry out at second base with Jake Lowry at the plate. Jake 1 for 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts, a base hit. Reached via the hit by pitch his last at bat. And fouled back to the screen, and it's now an 0-1 count. Now we got the 2 coaches discussing out near the third base box. Not sure what the discussion is for, but if we had post-game pressers, I'm sure we'd find out. Breaking ball off the screen, and it's now an 0-2 count to Jake Lowry. So Ren Smith from the stretch. Luke Lowry at second, Jake Lowry at the plate. Timeout. So he looks to reset and refocus now. He'll get ready to step back in the box. And the pitch blows by him by Smith for the strikeout. Second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Harrison Baker. 1 for 4 on the day. Had a base hit in the 5th. Also grounded out to short, struck out, and flew out to left. And that ended that big bases loaded situation in the 9th inning. And first pitch to him is in the dirt, and it's a 1-0 count. And we've got time out from Coach Mathis over there for the Brookstone side. Going to get a courtesy runner now for Luke Lowry, the pitcher. That'll be Jack Jones heading out to second base to run for Luke Lowry. Here with a 1-0 count, 2 down in the top of the 11th. Brookstone jumping ahead 3-1 on the fielder's choice and the error that plated 2. And chop foul. And that'll leave in the count 1-1 on Baker. Good ball game so far. Just being able to put the ball in play with Luke Lowry and force the defense to make a mistake, and that's what he did here in the top of the 11th to get the lead for the Cougars. And what's been a great ball game so far. First pitch was at 5:32. We're closing in on a 3-hour mark. And now the 2-1 pitch to Harrison Baker from Ren Smith. Outside, 3-1. So hitters count coming up here for Harrison Baker with a runner on second and 2 down here in the 11th. Inside, he'll walk him. And Baker gets over to first base. And he'll reach for the second time today, and that'll bring up Nick Hatchell. 0 for 4 on the day with 3 strikeouts and a fly out to center. As Ren Smith trying to get out of this one before giving up any more damage by the Brookstone Cougars and try to keep it a 2-run ball game before they head back to the bottom of the 11th. And he'll fake the throw over to second base. And he'll throw it on the outside corner to Hatchell for a strike, and it's now 0-1. Little quick pitch there by Ren Smith. And that was going to get poked out to right field over the head of Paxton Wyatt. Coming around to score, almost stumbling, was Jack Jones. He'll score. Coming around, this time in the throw home. Not in time, as the throw wouldn't be caught by Colton Hefner. And Harrison Baker makes his way from first base all the way home. And it's a 4-run inning for Brookstone. here in the 11th as they jump out to a 5-1 lead off the big 2 RBI base hit by Hatchell. He'll hit a second on the throw home. First hit of the ball game for Nick Hatchell, able to give them the 4-run lead now. And actually the first hit of the inning for Brookstone, despite scoring 4 runs. And now Jake Griffin at the plate. Fouls the first one off out of play, and it's an 0-1 count. Griffin 0 for 3 on the day with 3 strikeouts. Over the plate and is now behind 0-2. All 4 runs scored are either reached by a walk, hit by pitch, and one of them reached on the fielder's choice play that scored the first 2 runs of the inning. That one off the plate. Griffin doesn't chase it, and it's now 1-2. From the stretch, Smith. Griffin in the box, 1-2 pitch up coming here with 2 down. And just off the plate that time, and that'll even it up 2-2. Two pitch up coming here in the 11th. And a little bit high, and that'll run it full here on Jake Griffin. Payoff pitch here with 2 down in the top of the 11th. Runner on second base in scoring position for Brookstone. Griffin at the plate. Inside corner, and he gets him looking for the 4th time today. And that'll end the 11th inning, but not before Brookstone puts 4 on the board. 4 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base as we head to the bottom half of the 11th. Brookstone jumps out to a 5-1 lead here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we're back here. It's the bottom of the 11th. Brookstone with 4 in the top half to take the lead here after it was all goose eggs since the first. 5-1 Cougars on top of Columbus. Lowry still on the mound for Brookstone. He throws the first pitch to Ren Smith for a strike here to start off the 11th inning. Ren Smith, 1 for 3 on the day. Got an infield hit his last time up. Reached on a hit by pitch and struck out twice. And that one up high, and it evens it up 1-1. Just off and outside in the dirt. Now it's a 2-1 count. As Smith gets ahead here to lead off the bottom of the 11th. So far, Brookstone with 5 runs on 4 hits. And out in front of that one. And that'll even it up 2-2. Five runs, 4 hits, 2 errors defensively for Brookstone. 1 run, 5 hits, and 4 errors defensively for Columbus. And that one a sail high, and that'll run it full on Ren Smith from Luke Lowry as he looks to try to get the win on the mound here. Coming on in relief after Luke Vale went through the first 7. And walking over to first base, Smith reaches to lead off the 11th. And that'll bring up Michael Nottleman. Nottleman 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a base hit, and he's also walked twice. So he's reached all 4 times he's been to the plate. And we're going to get a courtesy runner coming in for Ren Smith, the pitcher on the mound. Coming in to run for Brookstone is Ben Shore, number 13. Coming in to run for Columbus, my apologies. And Nottleman getting ready to step to the plate here again. 2 for 2 on the day. He's reached all 4 times he's come up to the plate. And with Shore over at first base, nobody out here in the bottom of the 11th. Luke Lowry on the mound. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, and it's an 0-1 count. And swing and a miss, and he's immediately behind 0-2. And that one goes high, and he doesn't chase it, and it's now a 1-2 count on Nottleman. We got time out at the plate. And swing and a miss. He's out in front of that breaking ball, and there's a K. First time they get Nottleman out on the day. First strikeout of the night for Luke Lowry. And that'll bring up Colton Hefner, the freshman, 0 for 4 on the day. Hit into a double play, popped out to first, flew out to center, and popped out to short. And he'll pop another one up in the air this time. And it might fall to the ground, and it does. And hitting out to second base is Ben Shore quickly. And it's going to be an infield hit off the bat of Colton Hefner. So we've got runners at first and second with 1 down here in the bottom of the 11th. And that'll bring up Thomas Williams. 0 for 4 on the day. Grounded out to the pitcher, struck out, grounded out to short, and hit into a big out by Brendan Neal at short when it went off the glove of Luke Lowry. And we'll have another courtesy runner, this time for the catcher, Colton Hefner. And that'll be Matthew Hutchins coming into the ball game to run for Colton Hefner and the Columbus High Blue Devils. So you got Shore at second, Hutchins at first, Thomas Williams now at the plate. As the umpire finishes up his card there, trying to get all the substitutions in. Lowry dealing to Williams here. First pitch, strike. And it's an 0-1 count here with 1 down, 2 on for the Blue Devils in the bottom of the 11th. They're down 4. It's 5-1 right now after the big 4-run inning by Brookstone. Able to score 4 runs on just 1 hit in that top half. And that one's across the outside corner, and Williams can't pull the trigger. And he's quickly behind 0-2. So the 0-2 pitch now with 1 down coming from Lowry to Williams. Foul back off of Gray Jones. He was the same one that was hit around the face and chin area when he was at the plate his last time up. Stayed in the ball game, was able to come around to score. And he shakes that one off. Tough young man behind the plate for Brookstone, also the starting running back for the football team. And he'll just shake that one off, pull the mask back down, and get ready for another 0-2 pitch from Luke Lowry as Williams steps back into the box. And going for third base, getting there easily because the no throw is a wild pitch. And now we've got second and third with 1 down and a 1-2 count to Thomas Williams. 2 runners in scoring position. And foul back off the screen, and Williams keeps himself alive here, and it stays a 1-2 count. Biggest jam of the night for Luke Lowry on the mound. We've got time out at the plate by Williams. And he'll get ready to step back in the box now. Hit out towards short. Brendan Neal will come up with it. Make the throw over to first. That's going to be high, but coming back down with it was Luke Vale. And that'll score a run that time, and it'll cut it to a 5-2 ball game. And now with 2 down in the bottom of the 11th, that brings up Paxton Wyatt as the Blue Devils are down to their last out. And first pitch ball to Wyatt. And that's going to be chopped out towards the middle, backhanded by Kelly. The throw to first, not in time, and that'll score another run for Columbus and make it a 5-3 ball game. So now with the ball game, 5-3, 2 down here off the base hit by Paxton Wyatt. Little infield base hit, was able to plate another run for the Blue Devils, and now to bring up Maddox Anderson. And the first pitch off the plate, and it's a 1-0 count. And that one's off the plate, goes high and outside. It's now 2-0. 2-0 count with a runner at first and 2 down here in the bottom of the 11th. Columbus still down to their last out. And just over the head that time, able to duck out of the way, and it's now 3-0. David Vega, the third baseman, on deck. Anderson with 1 hit on the day. He's 1 for 4, but now you can expect him to be taking here all the way with the count 3-0. And that one over the middle of the plate, and it makes it 3-1. 3-1 pitch from Luke Lowry. Swing and a miss by Maddox Anderson, and now it's a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Down 2 with a runner at first in the 11th. And chopped out towards Luke Lowry. He'll make the toss over to first, and that's going to be your ball game. Brookstone takes the 5-3 victory in 11 innings out here at Randy Jordan Field at Columbus High School in a great ball game. Basically almost went 2 whole, we saw 2 whole high school games here tonight. First pitch was at 5:32. It ends at 8:38, a little 3 hours and 6 minutes of game time. And with that, even with the ball game the way it ended at 5-3, we have to give our Alex Quinney All-State Good Hand Players of the game is going to go to the 2 starting pitchers for both teams tonight. Michael Nottleman going 7 innings, giving up 1 unearned run, 2 hits, and 15 strikeouts. As Brookstone went down swinging 22 times tonight. And Luke Vale for the Cougars, 7 innings of 4 hit ball with no earned runs and 6 strikeouts on the day for him as well. So just a great pitching matchup through the first 7 innings. Went all the way till the 11th when Brookstone got 4 in the top half, Columbus with 2 in the bottom. But the Cougars come away with a 5-3 victory as they improved to 9-3 on the season. Columbus drops to 11-9. And again, take this time to thank our sponsors, Glenn Smith Chevrolet, Coca-Cola, Houston Clinic, Gordy Eye Care, Carol Purdue, Alex Quinney, Planet Fitness, and then my boy Tyler Dykes over here running the show. For him, I'm Mike Frost. And for that, we'll see you next time here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.